I feel like buying books just does something for me. It like fulfills like my need to spend money on things. It makes me feel like an intellectual. I'm slowly building a huge book collection and that makes me proud for some reason. Hello party people, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori and today I have a different kind of video for you all. In the past like 8 months I discovered booktube and I'm really interested in that. I follow so many cool booktubers here on YouTube, so they all really inspired me to take up reading again. So I wanted to share with you all the books that I'm planning on reading this summer, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to introduce you all to some books that I haven't seen really mentioned in like those cool Instagram infographics or in any booktube that I've watched recently. Honestly, I know myself and I set up a challenge to read a lot of books over this whole entire year rather than in like every month, because I know I'm not going to read more than like 2 books a month. So I thought I'd share my picks with you all. Some of these books I saved just to read during the more warmer months, and then some of these I think are pretty topical because May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I'll start off with my kind of AAPI centric book picks. So these books were all recommended to me by my childhood best friend, who I call a cousin, Olivia, because she's currently on the track to get her PhD, and her main focus is, it's so long I had to write it down. Her main focus is race theory and literature of the Americas with a focus on Asian American / Pacific Island narratives. So I thought she'd be the perfect person to go to for book recommendations, and she did not disappoint me. So I'm just gonna talk about 3 of the ones that she recommended that I bought that I'm really excited to read. So the first one that I have right here is Dog Eaters by Jessica Hagedorn. Hagedorn. Oh my God. I hate when people mispronounce my name, and I'm about to mispronounce so many authors' names. Okay, you know, I really should have thought this through, but I'll just read you the back because I think it's honestly super interesting. Welcome to Manila and the turbulent period of the Philippines' late dictator. It is a world in which American pop culture and local Filipino traditions mix flamboyantly, and gossip, storytelling, and extravagant behavior thrive. A wildly disparate group of characters, from movie stars to waiters, from a young junkie to the richest man in the Philippines, become caught up in a spiral of events culminating in a beauty pageant, a film festival, and an assassination. In the center of this maelstrom is Rio, a feisty schoolgirl who will grow up to live in America and look back with longing on the land of her youth. I'm not sure if anyone knew this, but I'm Filipino American, so I thought this would be a really fun book to read. I also love books of like stories that focus on multiple different characters. I think those are always so fun and they really keep my attention. So the next one I have here is American Son by Brian Ascalon-Rowley, and I'm just going to read you the back of this one as well. American Son is the story of 2 Filipino brothers adrift in contemporary California. The older brother, Tomas, fashions himself into a Mexican gangster and breeds pricey attack dogs, which he sells to Hollywood celebrities. The narrator is younger brother Gabe, who tries to avoid the tar pit of Tomas's waywardness, yet moves ever closer to embracing it. Their mother, who is now divorced from their American father, struggles to keep her sons in line while working 2 dead-end jobs. When Gabe runs away, he brings shame and unforeseen consequences to the family. I'm really excited for this one as well. And then the last one that I have, based on Olivia's recommendations, is called Rolling the R's by R. Zamora Lindmark. Just look at this cover. Is it not just so freaking cool? Wow! And the back of this one says, illuminated by pop fantasies, Donna Summer disco tracks, and teen passion, the fiercely earnest characters in Rolling the R's come to life against a background of burning dreams and neglect in a small 1970s Hawaiian community. In this daring first novel, tour de force experiments in narrative structure, pigeon and perspective roll every R, throwing new light on the identity and the trauma of assimilation. Rolling the R's goes beyond the coming of age and coming out to address the realities, cultural confusion, prejudice, and spiraling levels of desire, and humorous yet haunting portrayals that are, as Matthew Stater writes, stylish, shameless, and beautiful. I really love anything that takes place in like 1960s, 1970s, the cusp of the two. So I'm also really excited to read this one as well. And I just want to say thank you to Olivia for diversifying my bookshelf. I owe you so much. I'm so excited to read these. So the next part of this list are just books that I've kind of been saving to read during the summertime. And the first one should come as no surprise. It's one that everyone loves, and that is Call Me By Your Name. I actually did not enjoy the movie. I have so many problems with the movie, so who knows if I'll have the same problems with the book. But in order for me to like be critical of this book, I should probably read it, right? But also this cover is also stunning. I love this cover. I specifically bought this one because I don't like having books with like the movie posters or the movie actors on it. I'd much rather have like a nicer version. And I would also say that like the only redeeming factor of the movie for me was that it really captured the essence of what it feels like in the summertime when days are so long and, you know, things drone on. So I'm excited to read this. Yes. That book also kind of connects to the book that I'm currently reading right now, and that book is Dune, and the only reason they connect is because Timothée Chalamet is in both movie adaptations of these books. I just started reading Dune. I'm only 150 something pages in, but this is something I'm currently reading. I felt like I just had to read this because my dad loves the movie. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's ever read the book, but I wanted something to talk about with him. So I was like, you know what, I'll read Dune. We'll all see it together. So this is what I'm currently reading. And it matches my hair. We're really going for an orange look here. The last two books that I want to talk about are kind of related to each other, and they are Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion and Slow Days Fast Company by Eve Babbitt. So I read this biography called Hollywood's Eve by Lily Analick earlier this year, and she talks a lot about how Joan Didion and Eve Babbitt are kind of literary foils of one another. I'm not entirely sure if I'm using that phrase correctly, but I think essentially what she means is they kind of are like two opposite sides of the same coins, and these are the two works that are often like most compared to one another. So I'm really excited to read both of these. I love Eve Babbitt's. Only book of hers that I've read is Eve's Hollywood. I've yet to read Sex and Rage. And I love Joan Didion. I've read The Year of Magical Thinking. I've read The White Album. I have her latest book of essays. And I don't know, I'm just really excited to read these two, like how they compare and contrast to one another. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good spread of books to read for the summer. It also is not that many books. 6, 7 books is pretty good for me for this summer. That's really it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you've read any of these books. Please let me know if you have other really cool Asian or Asian American authors that you would like to share with me, because I would love to read them. Yes, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and that's all. I can't think of anything else. Follow me on Instagram if you want. I don't really post like an influencer, but if you want, that's something fun. But I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day or your week or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!